Hello and welcome to IM Movies. The movie starts with Liu reuniting with his friends when we're told that Liu and a few selected warriors have protected the safety of the Earthrealm for one more generation by defeating an outworld sorcerer, Shang Tsung. Unfortunately, they had a very brief period of peace as someone in the outworld had varying intentions. Suddenly, darkness prevails, after which Shao Khan and his extermination team arrive at the Earthrealm from the outworld. Lord Rayden and his mortals, including Liu, Sonya, Kitana, and Johnny Cage, confront them. Shao Kahn claims that the Earth was made in 6 days, so it shall be destroyed in that time, and on the 7th day, humanity will meet its end. Lord Rayden and Shao Kahn confront each other, and Rayden informs him that as long as he has power, he will not let him take over the Earthrealm.
Rayden fights with Shao Kahn after learning that the Earth will soon be a part of the outworld realm due to the portals that Shao Kahn has opened. The duo fights, and as Rayden gains the upper hand, Shao Kahn uses a whip and catches Sonya. Johnny Cage tries to help her, but Shao Kahn easily overpowers and grabs him. Rayden also creates a magical wall around his men and asks them to trade for Johnny Cage. Shao Kahn does not accept the offer, and as Rayden heads to bow in front of him, Shao Kahn breaks Johnny's neck and leaves, ordering his extermination team to get rid of Rayden and his mortals. Rayden and his mortals feel sorry for Johnny but escape and hide in a cave. Kitana is confused to see her dead mother with Shao Kahn, and wonders how it is possible as she has died. Rayden mentions that he thinks her mother, Sindel, is the source of the portal's opening and tells her that her union with her mother will rest her soul and break Shao Kahn's spell. Liu states that he can fight Shao Kahn as he has defeated Shang Tsung in mortal combat. But Rayden makes him realize that he is not yet ready. He opens another portal, and they reach a place where they find many Velaspheres. Kitana informs Liu that they can travel to any part of the world within hours using these Velaspheres. Rayden asks Sonya to find his friend Jax, and when she denies it out of fear of losing her loved one once again, Rayden tells her that she will be stronger with him as a team. Then he orders Kitana and Liu to head towards Hopi Mousi to seek counsel from the one called Nightwolf, and adds that he will find them himself. Liu and Kitana are inside a Velasphere when she explains how it works, and asks him to hold her tightly after he stumbles. The scene shifts to Shao Kahn, whose father, Shinnok, approaches. Shao Kahn is questioned about whether he has killed Rayden or not. Shao Kahn's father is enraged upon learning that he has left Rayden alive and mentions that if the Elder Gods learn about their plot, they will have to suffer the consequences. Meanwhile, Kitana and Liu come out of the Velasphere and are about to kiss when Noob Saibot appears and fights them. Kitana fights other extermination fighters, while Liu deals with Saibot. Saibot appears to be a tough enemy and shoots missiles at him, but he dodges them. Saibot is about to fire a second missile when Sub-Zero arrives and freezes him. After they get rid of Saibot, Liu wonders why Sub-Zero helped him as he was against him in Mortal Kombat. But he replies that he is here to save Kitana as she is their only hope. They request that he use his powers to help them, and he creates a bridge. Unfortunately, Smoke appears and fights him, thus breaking the bridge. The duo appears to be equally trained fighters. Yet Smoke gains the upper hand. He is about to kill Sub-Zero when Liu interferes, and Smoke leaves, taking Kitana with him. Liu claims they need to find her, but Sub-Zero vanishes after telling him he is unprepared for what is ahead. In the meantime, Rayden and Sonya arrive outside a medical facility when Rayden leaves, asking her to use the same passage, and that she will find him at the edge of the Elder God's temple. Sonya enters the facility and rescues her friend, Jax, who appears to be a tough guy. She is thrilled to see his robotic hands, and Jax reveals that these are cybernetic strength enhancers. She briefly guides him through what is happening when Cyrax arrives and destroys the facility. Jax faces Cyrax while Sonya fights the extermination team. The duo overpowers Cyrax and the men with him, and they notice a little dragon leaving Cyrax's dead body and vanishing into a portal. Soon, they will notice a self-destruct timer and leave the facility before the explosion kills them. Fast forward to the outworld realm, where Shiva and Motaro argue and fight each other when Shao Kahn arrives and stops them. After learning that he has left 2 Earth fighters alive, he kills his general, Rain. Shao Kahn announces that he needs a new general. After listening to everyone's proposition, he finds them all too reckless for the job, and appoints Queen Sindel as his new general. On the other hand, Liu arrives in a desert, and is looking around when he reaches a mysterious place, where a wolf attacks him. Liu tries to fight him, but the wolf transforms into a human, indicating that he is the Nightwolf. The Night Wolf informs him about his animality and tells him that he needs to protect Kitana from Shao Kahn. Liu does not find the Night Wolf's conversation useful, so he decides to leave, but the Night Wolf stops him, stating that if he had been ready, he would not have lost Kitana to Scorpion. The Night Wolf informs him that he must pass 3 tests to be ready, the first being about courage. He tells him that Liu will need to go into a dream for which there are 2 methods, and Liu selects the fast method as he is running short on time. The Night Wolf hits an axe in his head and makes him dream. Liu visualizes all his failures in life and feels guilty for everything.
What if I fail? What if I...
The Night Wolf guides him to develop eternal faith and determine his animality. Despite being demotivated by Shao Kahn, Liu follows Night Wolf's advice and eventually gains his animality. Liu opens his eyes and finds himself on ice. Suddenly, a girl named Jade appears before him and tries to seduce him, but Liu stops her, stating that his heart belongs to someone else. Jade hits him and leads him into a fight. Liu fights and gets infuriated when she questions him about how he will fight Shao Kahn when she is enough. Liu overpowers Jade when she starts laughing, revealing that he has passed the test, but Liu does not like this. Jade tells him they must find and rescue Kitana, but Liu tells him it was just a second test for him, and he is not yet ready. Still, Jade forces him to accompany her to the Elder God's temple and informs him that Kitana is still alive. At the same time, Shao Kahn comes to see Kitana and offers her a drink, indicating that she will join his team. Kitana takes a sip, but spits it out on his face and makes him leave, stating that she has destroyed her family and they are forever enemies. Subsequently, Sonya and Jax are in the desert when he gets tired of listening to the stories of mergers and realms and blames Sonya, saying that he has ended up here because of her. Sonya leaves, reaches a place where she notices a strange sculpture, and stares at it. There she encounters a Kitana-like figure and fights her. Sonya defeats Kitana's lookalike, after which the mysterious sculpture comes to life, and is about to attack her when Jax appears, and makes the monster return to its cave. Rayden enters the Elder God's temple and talks to them about their broken rules. The gods allow him 3 questions, and initially, he questions why they allowed such treachery to Shao Kahn. The gods tell him they cannot control man's fate because he has full control over it. He asks further questions and learns that the gods cannot do anything, but they guide him to believe that only Shao Kahn's death solves all the chaos. They also question whether he will sacrifice his immortality to save humans. On the other side, Jax and Sonya are wandering around in the desert when they find Sonya and Liu. Liu introduces Sonya to them, and they leave the place after looking at Shao Kahn and his army surrounding the Eternal Palace. They reach the temple, but Liu tells him they are useless without Rayden, and he suddenly appears in front of them with his new look. He looks at Jax's arms and asks them to believe in themselves, telling Jax that these arms are his weakness instead of his strength. Then he leads them to open a portal to the outworld. Initially, Rayden feels that he has lost his powers, but then he opens the portals and saves his mortals before Sindel can destroy the temple completely. Shao Kahn is excited that they have fallen into his trap and orders Sindel to stick to the plan. After reaching the outworld, Rayden and his mortals are stunned to witness all the chaos on Earth due to the mergers and are fully determined to stop this. Jade tells them to find Kitana first and leads them, while Sonya feels Shao Kahn may want to bring them here. Jade mentions that she knows a secret passage she used to escape his fortress. Shinnok meets Shao Kahn and questions him about destroying the god's temple. Shao Kahn reveals that it was necessary to make humans realize they have no other option than the outworld. Shao Kahn seems excited and tells his father that he will soon kill Rayden and his mortals with Sindel's help and make him proud. Shinnok tells him if he fails in his mission, he will take his soul by his hands. Rayden and his mortals walk ahead when they encounter Sindel and her men. Sindel attacks Rayden and distracts him by putting him in a fight with her men. As Rayden is done with them, he learns that Jade has knocked out Sindel smartly. Meanwhile, Rayden congratulates soldiers on witnessing the dawn of humanity's downfall and being part of the greatest army. Simultaneously, Liu enters his castle and finds Kitana locked inside the cage. Shao Kahn's soldiers attack him as he tries to set her free. Liu fights and kills them all, after which he frees Kitana. Suddenly, Shiva arrives to fight them, but the duo leaves after crushing her under the heavy cage. Kitana meets her mother when Rayden tells her that only her love can bring peace to Sindel's soul and body. Kitana kisses her mother when she awakens, laughing at them, and it is revealed that Jade has tricked them and that she was a part of Shao Kahn's plan. Rayden does not believe that Sindel is not the key to the portals when he is told that their task is to keep them busy, and as Sindel vanishes from there, Jade also escapes. Rayden and his mortals do not understand what to do after realizing that the gods have lied to Rayden. Jax claims that they cannot believe anyone other than humans, and he is told that Rayden has sacrificed his mortality for them, which has worsened the situation, as they do not know how to fight Shao Kahn. Sonya then spots the tattoo on Rayden's back, and claims that she has seen it on the bodies of the girl and Cyrax that attacked them, but it disappeared. Rayden claims that his family crest is to be used as the token for safe passage across the portals, which is owned only by his bloodline. He reveals that only an elder god can assign the sign and mentions that his father is an elder god, which means that Shao Kahn is his brother. Meanwhile, Shao Kahn meets his general and other associates, and gets infuriated that Sindel and Jade have escaped without following the plan. He is furious, feeds Jade to a dragon, and orders his general to protect his new temple. Rayden proclaims that years ago, his father decreed that his heir should be strong enough to kill his brother in battle. He adds that he won but could not kill Shao Kahn and will be unable to do it this time, so he asks Liu to do this for him and leaves. Liu's friends admit him as their leader and follow him when they stop looking at the Temple of the Order of Light. Kitana claims they have very little time, and as they move ahead, they find Shao Kahn, Sindel, Scorpio, and Motaro waiting for them. Before they can do anything, Rayden meets his father and brother and tries to convince them to value life. Shinnok asks him to join his family to rule the realms, but as he replies that his mortals are his family, Shao Kahn hits him and makes him fall away. The mortals arrive to save him, but it is too late, and Rayden dies, claiming that he is proud to die as a mortal like Leo. After Rayden passes away, the mortals select and fight their respective targets. Liu confronts Shao Kahn, who throws him away, claiming he is weak, just like Rayden. Meanwhile, Jax fights Motaro, who takes off his arms and states that he is weak without them. Scorpio replicates and easily gains the upper hand on Sonya, while Sindel gives a tough time to Kitana. Jax removes his second arm and believes in his strength without the enhancers. He easily overpowers and kills Motaro, but Sonya calls for help. Jax kills Scorpio's duplicate, while Sonya murders him. Kitana overpowers her mother but keeps her alive to witness Shao Kahn's end. Shao Kahn fights Liu but then turns to his animal nature and transforms into a dragon. Shao Kahn replies that he's not that prepared. He also changes into a monster, and the duo fights each other until they are weak enough to switch back to their human forms. Shinnok tries of cheating, but then the Elder Gods arrive and stop him, announcing that now mortal combat will decide their fate. Liu and Shao Kahn compete with each other, but Liu gains the upper hand and wins the competition. After which the Elder Gods get rid of both Shinnok and Shao Kahn. Everything turns normal after their deaths, and the mortals find themselves at the Temple of the Order of Light. Kitana's happy to see her mother alive again, and kisses Liu after that. Similarly, Jax and Sonya are together when she is distracted by something, and it is revealed that Rayden has been brought back to life and turned into an elder god to replace his father. He meets his mortals, and mentions that he is very proud of them. He leaves, telling them that they're a family now, so they must take care of each other and that he will also be watching them. And that's the end of this recap. I just have one request to my viewers. Please don't forget to share and like the video to help this channel out. Thanks for watching and see you at the next one.